Good morning, y'all. It is currently 1:57 p.m., February 2nd, 2025, and I'd like to tell y'all a little story about the dream that I had this morning. I went to bed around 4 o'clock-ish last night. Well, technically I went to bed at like 2, but I couldn't fall asleep. So I just watched YouTube on my phone until like 4. So I fell asleep around 4-ish. And I woke up from this dream around 9. It was like 9:10 a.m. And I tried to fall back asleep. And I could not fall back asleep. And you might have noticed that I've missed a few days. I'm still getting back into the groove of getting my dream recall better. I backslid a little bit. The day before yesterday, I remembered my dream a little bit. This was January 31st. The first dream that I remember, I was in a checkout line and I had a woman with me. I think she was my girlfriend in the context of the dream. I don't know. I had the context of us being like in some kind of relationship with each other. And she was mad at me. And I remember that the cashier was being antagonistic towards me. And one of the things that I put on the conveyor belt for the checkout was broccoli, but it was just the stalk of the broccoli. It looked like somebody took like a big ass broccoli and just cut the head off of it. And I was like a little annoyed because I like broccoli and they ruined the broccoli, and I was paying money for ruined broccoli. And the next dream that I remembered from that day, my YouTube channel, I had another dream about the YouTube channel. It went semi-viral in Guam, and I got 50 subscribers and dozens of comments. So, and there was a couple other dreams that I didn't remember enough to write down because I didn't write them down sooner. The 28th, I didn't remember any of my dreams. The 29th, I didn't remember any of my dreams. And yesterday, I didn't remember any of my dreams. The first thing that I remember from the dream that I had this morning, I was at somebody's house. It wasn't my house. I think it was a trailer. And there was a woman with me. I don't know. I don't remember who it was. It might have been somebody from my real life. I don't remember. And I don't remember our relationship. And I'm playing a video game. I think it was like a platformer. And while I was playing the video game, I was listening to a YouTube video. And I think it was an Ant Dude video. He was talking about beating every Pokemon game in the order that the series came out. And he was talking about each game gym by gym. So it was like it was either a compilation or like a super cut really long video of him just going gym by gym, game by game. And at some point he says something about how long-winded and rambling the video was getting, and says something about how he should have scripted the video better. It was like unscripted. And then I was also, I can't remember if it was something he said or something about the game that I was playing, but it reminded me of a Pokemon game that is in a later generation with Pokemon that were added as DLC. And it made me think about how I was excited for the day that we could play the DS games and the 3DS games on a TV in a modern console. And at some point, the woman that I'm with takes over the video game that I'm playing, and the playable character turns into a burrito. So there's just a burrito, like, running and jumping around, and it's, like, flat on the ground, and it's just, like, sliding and, like, hopping. Like, it didn't, like, grow legs or anything. And, she says whatever the burrito turns into is a gift for me. So, whatever that means. So the burrito is jumping around, and it makes it into, like, a fenced-in area. It reminds me of, now that I'm thinking about it, it reminds me of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, if you played that game. The Bikini Bottom area, where you're in, like, the city of Bikini Bottom, that's kind of what it reminded me of. And she jumps into this fenced-in area, and the burrito gets frozen in a block of ice. So that means that she somehow got a frozen burrito, like, from the game. So she hands me this frozen burrito, and it's not actually frozen. It's just a burrito. And she apologized that it wasn't something better. I tell her that it's good, and I'm just holding the bare burrito in my hand. It's also cut in half long ways, like, so, like, there's the burrito. It's cut in half, and there you can see the meat and the cheese, and it looks like somebody took, like, tortilla chips and, like, stuck them in the burrito. Like, it's got, like, crispy tortilla chips sticking out of it. And it reminds me of, like, you know those Taco Bell. At Taco Bell, they've got the I can't remember what it's called, but there's a burrito that has, like, tortilla chips in it. That's what it reminds me of. I put it in the microwave, but it, like, rolled over, and it didn't spill, but, like, the inside of the burrito touched the plate in the microwave, and I was like, oh, yuck. I'm annoyed by that. So I ask her where the plates are. So, like, this is definitely a trailer that I'm in, and we were in the living room. The kitchen is attached to the living room. It's, like, separated by a counter. And so I'm in the kitchen, and the microwave is up above the counter, and then there's, like, a little, like, shelf underneath the microwave, and that's where the pile of paper plates are. So I grab a paper plate, and as I'm, like, getting ready to put it back in the microwave, that's when I wake up. And yeah, like I said, I woke up around 9 a.m. and I tried to go back to sleep, but I could not fall back asleep. I've just been laying in bed ever since then. I might have actually fallen back asleep. I'll tell you this little story, even though I'm still kind of, like, second guessing if it's actually a dream. I mentioned this in my first video. Sorry, I'm kind of getting off topic and rambly a little bit, but I believe that I have aphantasia. Like, if I close my eyes and I try to picture something with my mind, like, you know how you may be able to experience this? Some people can daydream, and when they're sitting there just daydreaming, thinking about something in their brain, they actually, like, see it with their eyeballs in their brain. Like, it's almost like they're really seeing it, like, to the point where you could, like, fool yourself that you're actually there if you're that deep in the daydream. Sometimes I almost wonder if that's what I'm doing as I'm laying in bed, but I have to remind myself in the moment that it can't be a daydream, because I literally can't see things with my brain. It's so hard to explain. But yeah, so I think this was a dream. So what time would this have been? It had to have been like around noon, probably. I was coming home from work in the dream, and so yeah, this dream must have only lasted like 10 minutes at most, because I could not fall back asleep. So maybe I did fall asleep for like a little bit. But in this dream, I was coming home from work, and in the context of the dream, I lived with my mom, and also, like, the false memory context of this dream, it felt like I've done this before many times, which I have not. Let me be very clear, I have not. But my mom was not home from work, so I was like, ooh, I can't, I'm home from work, and my mom is not here, so that means it's time to sneak into her bedroom. I believe it was her bedroom, and get naked and masturbate. So I do that. But in the context of the stream, see, like, now I'm second guessing myself. It was like a routine thing. So it makes me wonder if I've dreamed about this before, but I just forgot about it. But I had another reoccurring dream remembering it. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, that only lasted like a few minutes, and I'm still not even really convinced that it was a dream. Either way, too much information. I'm rambling. Good night, and sweet dreams.